a record of the delightful piece they're going to play this evening.
Maybe just introduction really quick, just name band members.
Kevin,
John,
Paul.
When did you guys become a band?
I don't want to answer that question.
Okay.
2007.
When you first started when you first started playing shows in Orange County, what was those like?
The ones at the clinic were this rowdy, probably.
It wasn't really generally a good reception at first, but...
Well, a lot of people showed up to the clinic because they were all local hardcore kid bands.
Yeah.
So all their friends showed up, and everybody just got really wasted, and all the shows were really off the hook because there was no real security. Yeah. And touring bands came, it was fun.
Yeah, like during your clinic days, what was the craziest clinic show you went to?
The one with Sacrament Trust was pretty great because they played all their old songs.
This is one time that you guys, did you break into like a...
Oh yeah, we got a 100-foot by 50-foot American flag at one show.
And we wrapped it, we shrouded the entire audience with it. Like how you used to play with those parachutes.
Yeah, we parachuted people on top of it, and there was a mosh pit under it. And then, I don't know, what other shows that were particularly good?
Harpoon guns, when they would get flour.
There were like flour and crickets there.
Yeah, crickets, they would release crickets and flour and water, and they would just dump trash cans of shit on everybody.
Annihilation Time played.
Mike's house.
Oh yeah.
Whatever the hell you wanted at Mike's house. That was pretty cool.
Except there was that big skinhead fight.
How was your experience at Mike's house? Was it
A huge fight broke out between our friend Patterson, who was in Critical Picnic at the time, and some like 15-year-old Mohawk kid who called everybody posers, and it was pretty much like everybody versus him, like out of the house, and that was it.
Well, no, there was a huge skinhead party there. There was like a huge skinhead group there, and then there was like, I remember everybody was wearing Brandon Hutchins face cutouts around their heads, and my friend Greg had one on, and I was looking at a guy that like cocked back and punched Greg right in the eye, but he was wearing a Brandon Hutchins mask where he's all smiling, but he just kind of like fell to the floor. I felt really bad, but...
That's funny. Those were those glamour photos from when he's a child actor, right?
Yeah,
they were like promo photos of his face on paper.
And they cut him out and wrapped him around their heads. And so he got like a black eye with this Brandon Hutchins face mask on. But it got to this weird point where all the skinheads were just waiting outside and nobody wanted to leave because they all had big race trucks.
There were some good house shows in LA where like there was one where we were all frying and everyone was frying and all the kids were drinking underage. So we got into our second song and the cops came in and everybody hopped the fence into the other yards and ran away, and it was just kind of us and the cops who were all frying. And the cops tried to like talk to me like it was okay that they wouldn't let us play anymore, and I'm like, well, we just turned down and was trying to compromise. And he's like, hey, look, like I understand, like I like MDC, like I used to be into all that punk stuff. Hell, I really like the band MDC still, but I'm gonna have to shut you down. And I'm just like, wow, you're really not for your shit at all. You're just a piece of shit.
What's your views on like venues are going down everywhere, just dropping like flies? What's your view on house shows and like
house shows
DIY
are always the best.
House shows are number one for us. That's
top priority.
Where I'm most comfortable, and I feel I can do whatever the fuck I want.
You make more
Play
money,
better, sound better.
But they don't really happen here. It's pretty prevalent everywhere else because houses have basements.
Orange County has a lack of house shows that other states really have got, and that makes them more fun to play.
Even LA.
The biggest tour we played was pretty much 2/3 basements. And it's better that way. Yeah, in a hot ass.
That's why they call it the underground, kids.
Hence the term.
Throughout the years, what was your craziest show moment or craziest show in general?
The first show was really crazy because Paul wasn't even in the band yet, and I was spun to the point where I was insane, and people were spilling beer on me and saying like "fuck you" and putting out cigarettes on me at this backyard party.
I think what even tops that is the last show we played at a warehouse in Costa Mesa that you filmed, where everybody was slamming bottles in the pit, jumping
That
off
was the
shit,
best show
breaking
ever.
ladders.
That's the best show Orange County's ever hosted for a while.
Everybody's having pillow fights and shit.
All the couches got destroyed, the ladder got destroyed.
They
broke a bunch of bottles.
Yeah.
It's funny, was that you filming?
Yeah.
And from your perspective, somebody throws a bottle in the middle of the pit from upstairs? Yeah.
I wonder.
No, there was two
I wonder if he had
videos.
anything to
There
do
was
with
two
it.
videos, so it could have been him or someone else.
No, it's him.
Okay.
It's good footage.
Who did you splice the footage with again?
No, that's fucking Eric Miller and JP with their shitty little flip phones. You want a real
Compared to this
camera.
thing. What, like, where do you think music is going in the Orange County scene that you know? Like, where do you think it's going right now?
Well,
Shitter.
there's a rash of garage and surf because here's what I've realized collecting old records is that we used to have the bitchinest like surf, old rock and roll scene ever, like the Birds and Strawberry Alarm Clock and Love and shit like that that fucking rocked, like Nuggets comp shit. But that stuff survives till today, just like the old OC punk. And where we have like the 50-year-old guys who still ride skateboards and like fucking have shitty like 77 style punk bands or OC style punk
Dad
bands.
punk.
You have dad punk, right? And then, but you have all these teenage kids who think it's cool to play garage dad punk. When like in 1966, those pop singles were cool and stuff. And the psychedelic masterpieces are great, but they don't even do that shit. They just do the pop single shit, and it sucks. They don't understand why those albums were good.
Like, see, like, bands are forming into, like, grindcore, fastcore.
Yeah, it's
That too,
It's all
yeah.
becoming really. It went from like PB being really huge to like grind being really huge, and like anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Because if you just find one skinny kid that can blast beat, then you're like set.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything or no jack shit.
What I like is like,
It's a disposable scene.
I like how Greg Ginn said that like bands should swing, and that's why Black Flag practice their tempos a lot.
Yeah.
Like there's different tempo versions of Gimme 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 and stuff. It's like they really wanted to swing, and yeah, I feel like there's way too much emphasis on speed, and it makes a lot of bands suck. When if they would just slow it down a bit, they'd actually be better. Practice more.
Let's see. Were you around, like, the Riff House Hoagie days? Like, did you ever play at those venues?
We never played Riff House. What's the other one?
Hoagies?
Oh god.
Hoagies is like where you play when you're like 14 or 13 and
Yeah.
you don't know
That
shit
is what
about
they
it.
do.
I remember
They were 14.
we sold 50 tickets under the threat that we were gonna owe them the money
Yeah.
anyway. It's like we don't have to owe them anything.
I didn't sell one ticket.
But I sold all these tickets just because people felt bad for me because I was gonna owe them $400 if I didn't, and nobody showed up. I was selling them to like my history teacher and like my Spanish teacher. All these fucking people, nobody showed up. It was a Monday. The other band didn't even show up. They just collected the money and split. So yeah, you played Hoagies once, and then you play it when you're 15.
Then you learn that it sucked, and you're
You
gone.
never played it again.
I went to
We
one of
got
my
asked-
first.
We keep getting asked through email by this guy Jake to play the fucking Whiskey a Go Go and sell tickets, and we tell him no, and that we won't do that. And he emails back all the time.
With that question, it repels to what's your view on pay to play? I know everybody hates it. I won't.
It's funny to send those pay-to-play people nasty emails back. Like, no, pay-to-play is for fags, you loser.
Something
Like, who
really
do you think we are, bitch?
No, we haven't even. We did it once when we were 14 in SCHS.
It's like you sell a show tickets and get no money at all.
No.
And there's nobody there.
Hey, you get the exposure, man.
Yeah, that's what
You get to play at Hoagie fucking Carmichael's by the airport, where all
went to
kinds
one-
of record producers hang out and drink.
I went to one of my first punk shows.
What? I know there's not many venues around anymore, but in the past like 3 or 4 years, what was your favorite venue in Orange County?
Still probably Prayer Space.
Oh, in Orange County.
In Orange County? Oh.
Because mine's
Benny's Warehouse that had one show.
Oh, yeah.
Probably have one more.
Benny's Warehouse
or
was.
like the Dude's House or like
Dudes, every time we tried playing the Dude's House, it shut down.
Well, Wizard's Den is what it's called. If there's another show there, that's my favorite.
I just had fun at random parties that don't get rated. There's no real venues.
Oh, we played in that one time we played in the courtyard at. That's not a venue though, but it was a place
Ghetto
that-
parties. Parties in really bad neighborhoods are the best venues.
His backyard that didn't get rated right away.
yeah.
Yeah, at his backyard party, somebody went through the window.
Yeah.
My friend got put into the whole thing. This guy who has problems, he was like, Chubbs. Chubbs.
No, it wasn't.
Potter.
Potter. He's
Potter
like,
pushed my friend Chubbs through the window.
yes. Oh, okay. See, this guy Potter was like on camera. He's like crying and screaming into the microphone of the first band. He's like, "Ah, ah." Nobody really
But
wanted
the
him
singer
to.
went to jail, so he thought he'd fill in without telling the band.
Oh my god.
So he just like grabbed the mic from them when they were playing and just like weeping on the mic. Really
He
embarrassing.
just kept acting
Well,
like a
he got
dick until
drunk
somebody
and
went through the
crying,
window, and then he got his ass kicked by a few people.
Like
That's what happens. But see, we handle our shit. The window got paid for with the show money. That guy got his ass
I
kicked.
didn't get paid for it. It got fixed like a couple months ago. This show happened 3 years ago.
Oh, never mind.
And
Horrible.
just a few more.
You know that's where
Do it.
right?
Okay, and yeah, like did I ask you about the DIY venues?
As far as like Orange County DIY?
Orange County, like
This place is alright. The Avalon's okay.
yeah.
I mean, the clinic had a good idea, but then half the dudes bought out the other half, and it was kind of the shitty half that like sold drugs and wanted to have like dance parties and not have shows. But I mean, it was such. I remember the guy that ran the clinic. He played trombone in a band with me, and like everybody hated him. And
He always wore beanies.
yeah,
What's up with that?
I mean, he's just like, point being, he wasn't anybody like particularly special. Like anybody could have done it. We could have done it.
Yeah.
He had the
So-
money though. I think he sold drugs.
No,
That's
he
why
was
got shut
old
down.
enough to put his name on the lease. That's why.
That was the only reason. But he was a year younger than I was. So it really, I mean,
So really,
there's no reason why there shouldn't be another spot other than that. You're just discouraged by it getting shut down.
What do you think when you play shows or you go to shows? What do you think when like the youngsters come in? Do you think
the
that's
mic.
I like it better.
yeah.
When younger kids are coming in, I know someone's gonna get like punched in the face and people are gonna get really hard.
Yeah, I like when the young kids show up and like they haven't tested all their boundaries yet. Like it's like puking and fighting. Like it's fun. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, that's my favorite shit to see.
I mean, good for them. Like
Whenever we play,
It gives hope that music's still going on.
yeah.
I mean, they're only doing what we did when we were 10 years
And I
old.
hope kids keep doing it. So if we don't keep playing, so they can keep puking and fighting.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. There's a generation gap that shouldn't be there.
bring it in, bring it in.
Bring it in close.
in
The
close.
generation gap talk. We don't want the generation gap.
Should we put our arms around
Young
each other?
girls show up to our shows, please.
Get in.
No matter how young you are, show up. Okay.
Okay.
Ask a couple.
So
Ask a couple people. Ask a
where do you think, like in 5 to 10 years, like is this music scene still gonna be strong?
Ask Space Universe will still play.
Maybe not here. It comes and goes in waves.
Yeah, like it's like a roller coaster. It's really popular and just shuts down for a long time. It comes back like maybe a year later.
We've seen some phases. I remember when third wave punk was popular when we were younger, and those were some of the first shows I went to. Shows at places in Pomona and Corona, where like, you know, some band like GBH would play from England, and a bunch of punkcore shitty bands would open for them, and like 1,000 kids would show up.
Oh yeah, like the Havoc.
That's where I used to go try and get drunk and get laid, and end up
Pistol
throwing
Whip, I
up and
remember.
getting beat up.
They're getting the spins at a lot of those shows.
Yeah, I always get the spins at those shows because I hadn't tested my limits yet. Always peeking in the pit and shit.
That's good. Isn't there a street punk
A lot
band
of
called
cute
the Spins?
little girls in like fishnets and shit. Like,
Cute
oh, ones that make you want to tear your hair out at those old shows.
Or kick
Or just punch yourself in the dick really hard.
Have you guys have any crazy injuries for yourself?
I broke my thumb on my birthday at one of our shows. That was like a couple weeks ago.
I've gotten glass in my hand and my knee.
I've burned my entire hand with sparklers because I try to put them out with my hand.
I've been hit in the face with a bass. I've been knocked through the drums too.
I just cut my hands a lot
Yeah.
because I hit the hi-hat sometimes, but
Punch the wall and my
I'm
knuckles
pretty
are cut.
secure.
Have you heard of that DIY place E&B?
Yeah, we're gonna play there soon.
Yeah, like the first time I went there, I saw some guy playing drums, I think, and guitar, and he played so hard that all this was just blood, and he just kept bleeding through it.
Was he on speed?
I don't know, he just all over his hand, and he just kept
Like when you played Rampage on tour forever?
I would tell him to work on his form.
yeah.
I get bloody, but not that bloody.
I only get bloody. Well, never mind.
Yeah, Unit B's good, but they're making the first mistake. They're young. They're making the first mistake of
Inviting us.
booking. Well, no, booking like months and months ahead. They're like booked through November, but I mean they want to kind of take it month by month.
You want to keep it
they're,
exclusive.
They're probably the strongest, most like it's just they're getting the most progress out of all the local venues.
Yeah.
Who?
Unit B, it's a skate park, but they
It's
also
in
have punk
Sene.
shows.
Yeah.
Oh.
Off of Warner and Yale.
Oh, I was there. Yeah, my friend I broke a bottle there, and then the fucking guy who ran it was yelling at us like, "You fucking losers! Who the fuck does that?" And we just laughed at him. So if you're that guy, sorry, I didn't mean to. Just broke a fucking bottle. It's okay. Sorry.
Where do you? I can't think of. I'm trying to get 2 more questions because it's already been 15 minutes.
Play with a dance band tonight.
No, what was that band? Fucking.
What's the?
Ape Pagoda. We're playing with Ape Pagoda tonight.
Bipolar Bear.
Yeah, Bipolar Bear.
We're playing with Bipolar
Hey,
Bear.
Mitch, this, Mitch. Wanna hang out?
Favorite local band?
Is Temecula local?
Southern California?
There's only one band I like to rep.
Southern California.
They're called the Coltrane's.
Coltrane's? Yeah, they're a good band.
They are good.
Low Places was one of my personal faves because they either scared or pissed everyone off.
Yeah.
And they got real sludgy and real angry, and it's pretty good, but they broke up.
And Noe's project.
7-inch.
They just broke up.
Everything that Noe ever did is good.
Everything he touches turns to gold. He's a great bass player.
TU, Sheep's Head,
Maru.
all those bands, all fucking great.
He did 3 good bands in the past 5 years that are all like solid as fuck.
Yeah.
And he wrote all the songs on bass.
He's a machine.
Yeah, total machine. He has his own studio. He's always there.
Minx is really good.
Yeah,
Minx is
they
good.
were
Minx
really
is
good.
really, like,
Green Screen Door, if they still play.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
they did a movie soundtrack. They're really psyched.
Say what?
Whatever happened to them?
Well,
They got busy.
they just live in different parts. Like the drummer and the bass player live in Orange County, and everybody else moved up to LA.
Because I remember I saw him in the Backyard Show in HB with Frank Terrell.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
with a
played
skate
that.
ramp? Dude, I barely
was that the
made
other
that
show?
show. I had to get a ride share from
Oh, is
a
that what
crazy
the
lady.
setting?
From a crazy lady from Portland. We barely made it. We had a fucking flat tire that I had to change that she really hurt herself bad trying to change because she was too high on alcohol and painkillers. And her little kids both were on tons of psych meds because they were fucked up and she didn't know how to take care of them. And her husband had just died and she was freaking out and crying all the time. We fucking had to sleep in the back of the van twice. I had to fucking help her pay for repairs. She ate all my fucking food stamps up, her and her little kids. They're screaming at each other the whole time. She almost killed us on the grapevine because she was so high on her fucking dope. And like, I had to fight with her to get control of the wheel. I made it 15 minutes before we played and fucking,
we were planning to punch him in the face when he showed up.
They were
but-
pissed at me, but I fucking worked my ass off to get there 15 minutes before the set from
told you-
1,000 miles away.
We told him not to come.
This guy had to send me $80 so I could make it.
You saved the $80 and hitched.
Yeah. And I paid you back with it.
I think so. Well, I was banned.
I paid you back.
Yeah. You have one more question?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it. I've already asked you the bulk. Like, what's your opinions of like how the venues are just dropping like flies? Like, how do you if you're a person who owned a venue, how would you keep it going?
I would try to own it in the best location possible, and if it's not a good location, I'm not having shows. That's it.
I would have an isolated industrial spot where whoever was in authority was agreeable to some kind of bribe that I could afford. That would be the perfect spot.
Shittier neighborhoods.
Yeah,
I try to
exactly.
find Shittier neighborhoods.
That's how they stay alive. But
Yep.
Yeah.
Worst
nobody,
neighborhood.
or it's word of mouth, like the dude's house. You gotta know.
Wesley gets shut down all the time.
Just get a lump sum of money.
Get a little girl
Sue
to suck
somebody.
the beat cop's dick. You'll never have a noise.
Charge something or charge nothing.
I don't know. Just be smart and know. I don't know. I feel like I can do it easy because I've been in a band. I know what bands need. So
Are you like bummed that venues are just dropping like all the time? Like this?
can't control it. I mean,
We're all really
whatever, dude.
busy anyway, so
Can't fight the system.
it's nothing new. I'm used to it.
I think that's about it. Thanks, guys.
All right, get the fuck off.
This is God.